let everybody in. Have a good time.
Okay.
Thank you.
I yell really loudly. Come running, please. Okay.
Hey guys.
And Candace. Candace has got it. She has to listen with the screen off because you've got connection issues, right?
Yeah. Ask Travis how our Zoom meeting went the other day.
Oh, okay. Hi, Sahar.
Sahar, hello.
She's my neighbor.
Nice.
Her house is very clean. I told her she hasn't. I was like, you already have it good though. She's like, oh no. So, okay. All right. We're waiting for a few more to come in. So
That's all right. No rush. We all are learning. The other day I did a Zoom. So this was a new one. So I have a women's group on Wednesdays, and one of the ladies was worried about her dog that was about to have puppies. So she was on her way to the vets to take her dog to puppies, and she had him like in a swimming pool in her back of her car. And so she started having puppies in the middle of Zoom, and she's got a little Australian Shepherd, which is much more comfortable with her than without. So she just drove around while we were doing the Zoom, and she ended up having 5 puppies while in the Zoom. That's a new one.
that's eventful.
Right, that was awesome. And we could hear them in the Zoom. They were all crying, just baby puppies. So sweet. It was awesome.
Oh.
Oh, there's nothing sweeter than newborn.
Baby puppies being born, right?
Yes.
In the middle of a meeting. I mean, she was like apologizing. Are you kidding? They're puppies. You can
Oh.
stop everything and just be happy listening to baby puppies.
Oh my gosh. That is awesome. Wow. That is a first for sure. Okay. Okay. Hi, Ashley.
Hi. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna eat.
No, make yourself at 8. 7 o'clock.
She's pregnant.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad you're here.
Sahar, I can see you're still trying to connect to audio. I see it's still thinking your audio. Anyways, I'm just letting you know. I see it thinking still. Okay. All right. Well,
if you want, turn on your videos, because it's always nice to see faces. And it's okay if you're eating, we don't care.
yeah. Yes, we encourage video turning on.
Perfect. I'll be right back though.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait for Ashley to come right back, and then I will give the little quick spiel, and then we'll be on our way to some tips and tricks. Oh, I have more coming in. Hold on.
Good.
I don't know if he's on already yet. So connecting. Okay. Hi, Ronald. Welcome. Okay. I'm gonna wait for Ashley to come back, and then we will start. So a few more that said they would be joining, so I'm still waiting for that. Like one more minute, and then we will begin.
We'll just let everybody pop in whenever they want. We're in no rush.
Okay.
Kind of nice not to be rushing for a change, isn't it? Just to have a conversation. It's just a chat.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready to take some notes. I'm ready to take some notes, Denise.
I love this. I mean, anything I can do to simplify and make somebody's home
so nice.
easier.
I love when people want to share their passions. I'm similar. It's great to share your passions. So you don't feel like it's work. It's fun.
Oh no, it is. And it's been such a journey for me. It's turned into more of a philosophy than anything else. I'm like, why
ready for some of that? Ready for some of that? Okay, well, we're gonna get going. So everybody, thank you for coming on. We do encourage videos to be on so we can see your beautiful faces, and you can feel free to interact as you would like. If you do want to, we do have a chat bar, so you can post messages in there. I will keep tabs on that. And if we could ask you guys to keep yourselves muted unless you do want to speak, and then you can just unmute yourself to speak. That would be great. So I just want to introduce Denise Frakes. I met her a year and a half ago at a Muckleshoot Housing Authority housing fair. She was there promoting her. Well, you'll learn more about that. And then we were there for real estate. I met and I really liked her, and I've been wanting to do a class with her for a long time, so finally made it happen. And so a little bit about her is that she's got over 30 years in the cleaning, restoration, green cleaning kind of business of owning them and doing the work with other people. She's also been in public education, helping people learn about these green cleaning techniques and residue-free cleaning and decluttering. So many things you do. Stress-free reduction. I mean, there's so many buzzwords here. She's also a certified life coach, right? So and then a certified healthy home specialist. So I feel like you're kind of a one-stop shop when it comes to home stress.
Yep.
Like how to reduce home stress.
Yep. Absolutely.
And we've all been locked in our houses for a year now, and I moved right in the beginning of that.
Wow.
And so it's, it's not been a lot. I've been purging slowly, but I think a lot of us could use some of this purging. As spring is here, time to spring clean. I think things are going to be hopefully opening up soon and we can purge. And so with that, I'm so thankful your time of sharing your time. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you, Emily. It's so nice to get a chat with you. It was nice to meet you at the fair. I loved your presentation, how you were interacting with everybody. So I was like, oh yeah, that's just a no-brainer to work with you. So thank you. Like Emily said, my name is Denise Frakes. I am a life coach, a transformational life coach, and a health home specialist. But I am 30 years of learning how to do residue-free homes and living. And over this time, it really started out as a job and it's turned into a philosophy. Who knew that cleaning could turn into a philosophy, or residue-free living would do that? But it absolutely had. At the very beginning of us we started with a carpet and upholstery cleaning company. Then we moved into a stone and tile restoration cleaning company. And then we ended up selling that. Somewhere along the line, I became a public educator, because and now I'm a help with homes. I'm a definite life coach, and I mainly work in de-stressing homes. But for the bulk of my earlier career, I was on the field, in jobs, on talking to homes and families. And there was a couple of things that happened right away. And it was like, really? So it turns out like most of the work we were doing was preventable. It didn't even need to happen. Most of what we were cleaning was stuff that was left behind. It was cleaners that had been applied and never completely removed. And the job of cleaners is to attract soil, and so if they're not removed, then there was a residue being left behind. And so what we ended up starting to clean most of the time was the residue everybody was leaving. And most of the damage that was done, whether it was carpet or upholstery or the stone and tile, was actually done because everybody was using much too aggressive cleaners. The products they were using were what I would call a restorative product versus a daily maintenance product. And if you go to the grocery store now, like before Fred Meyer here in Federal Way remodeled, I measured it, and it was 46 linear feet of chemicals, six shelves high. And honestly, you need maybe one of all of those, if that. And so there was all these chemicals, that most of those chemicals are what I call a restoration cleaning, meaning they are solvents, they are disinfectants, they are strong acids and strong alkalins. They are aggressive, and not only are they causing damage to us personally, they also cause damage to homes. And so over the years, my husband and I, you guys met him briefly, we started practicing residue-free cleaning, which was basically 3 steps of how can you prevent having any problems in a house to begin with? How can you prevent work? How can you prevent soil? But then when you're cleaning, you always started with the mildest, simplest means. You always started with what was the simplest thing, and you worked your way up. And then when you were done cleaning, you always left everything dry and completely residue free. So there was no chemicals in the air. There was nothing left behind. Learning this system, we found that everything stayed cleaner longer, and we could do more. We could do restorative cleaning. I mean, we were restoring like Queen Anne fireplaces that were 100 years old, showers that had been completely demolished. And we were using safer things in the restoration than almost everybody was using in their daily maintenance, because cleaning is a science. It has nothing to do with the one chemical. So in the cleaning, you think about most of the stuff you get at the grocery store, you can go, it's that spray and squirt. Well, the cleaning, there's actually a science to cleaning. which is 4 parts. There's time, how long you let the product sit on there. There's the temperature. Is it hot or cold when you put it on? There's agitation or friction cleaning, and that's kind of what we specialized in. And that is like breaking the surface tension. It's agitation. And then there's the chemical. So there's 4 parts. And the chemical, where we spend 99% of our time and energy thinking cleaning is actually a chemical. The chemical, if you are using it safe, if you are using all these other parts of the pie, the chemical can be as safe as water. Or maybe if you wanted to use something more aggressive, you'd use dishwashing liquid. But most of all of our cleaning, like in my house, 99.9% of my cleaning is done with microfibers. So it's using that agitation and vacuums, dusting, so it's removing, and it's also using dishwashing liquid. I rarely will use anything else because you just don't need to. So you think about simplifying a life. If you can go from the cleaners that are underneath your sinks or in your garage and all over, and you can narrow it down to microfibers and maybe, a dishwashing liquid, that by alone will simplify your life greatly. But the benefit is not only will you have less clutter, less things to mess with, but you personally will be so much healthier because you don't have the chemical exposure. And trust me, I've had the chemical exposure, and most of the families in our communities, our homes tend to be less healthy than it is outside because we have so many chemicals in our houses that we're using. And most of the damages in surfaces are done by these chemicals. Yeah, Emily.
Do you, I would agree with that, the indoor air quality
Yeah,
versus the outdoor.
sure.
But my grandma said back when she was, a kid, there was this, I don't know, there's probably some old saying with it, but it was like, it was like you open the front door and you open the back door. Like it was like every day for 15 minutes while there was this thing that she said that she's like, oh, because I think it was one morning I was there. Why is the front door open, the back door? And she's like, oh, it's what I do,
Ventilation.
Mhm.
It's funny because my mom did the same thing and I was always freezing as a kid. I'm like, why do you always have the house open, But there's these old wise practices and we've gone away from it because the cleaning industry gave us this schmeal about that we need to buy all these products. But the truth is we don't. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to really minimize not only your work, because if you can minimize your work, your life is going to be so easy. Have you all ever heard of decision fatigue? Have you heard of that, decision fatigue?
I know that.
Yeah. So decision fatigue is you only have so much capacity to make decisions. So if in the daytime you are helping your kids get ready and then you're running Zooms and you're running businesses or going to work and yada, 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 and you make all these decisions, by the end of the day, have you ever felt like a zombie? You're like, I don't know what to do. It's probably because you have decision fatigue. And a lot of our decision fatigue comes from the daily maintenance of life, what to eat for dinner, when to clean the house, yada, yada, all those things. So the more we simplify the daily maintenance, it opens up our lives so we have time to do creative things. We can do the things that really matter to us. So anything we can do to simplify is going to be super helpful. So in simplifying your cleaning, I can give you so many steps that's going to make it so you don't have to first use chemicals or waste your time. So probably the number one way I can help you save time and energy in your house and not have chemical exposure is in your showers, of never having soap scum again, which is so easy. So here's the thing with soap scum. Do we have soap scum? I mean, do you ever walk around going, oh my gosh, I have soap scum? We don't have soap scum because we rinse and dry. Well, exactly the same thing for your shower. If you let the soap land on the walls, when you're taking a shower, and then you let it sit there, then it has the hard water deposits from the water too. That is the bond that makes soap scum. So after a shower, you do a quick rinse and then dry it out. Soap scum is a thing of the past. So it seems like kind of a pain of like, oh, I have to do that every time you shower. But you think about the amount of energy and chemical exposure you get from doing a shower. You think about how often do you like put it off or don't really want to go into the shower and restore it. 1 minute of after the last person in the shower of the day does that quick rinse and dry, you won't have hard water deposits. You won't have soap scum. Mold will be greatly reduced. Your shower will last 80% longer. On cleaning day, you have a quick touch up in the shower. That's it. There's no deep cleaning because every time you're doing it, you're cleaning. Yes.
My mom makes us like take the squeegee and we have to do this after we shower
Yeah.
in her house, and then we have a friend's house down in the sand dunes, and it's like a rule. We have to take a squeegee and literally squeegee the whole shower. Is that what you mean by drying it out?
A little bit, except that, so if you just squeegee but you don't rinse, what happens is the soap that's on there, it lands into all the grout joints and it gets redeposited down low. So you end up having a ton of soap scum like down in the caulking and down at the bottom. So you need to have that rinse so you're not redistributing the soap. That rinse is really essential. And then as far as what to use to dry it, you can use the squeegee. I'm actually a bigger fan of using a good, I like the microfiber towels to use to dry it, because you're actually cleaning. Because when you use a good microfiber, you're actually removing 99% of the bacteria and everything in the shower. So if you dry it with that, you're actually cleaning it. Plus with a towel, you can get in the fixtures and corners and stuff where the squeegee, you can't really get into the edges and corners. So this is a little bit faster to do it like this. I'm going to talk a little bit about the microfibers that I have chosen, because after years and years of teaching this, I found that if I don't put the right product in people's hands, they won't get the appreciation of what a good microfiber really do, because the technology of microfibers is insane. So instead of using the chemicals, by just using agitation, like that pie I was telling you, time, heat, chemical, and agitation, like steam cleaners, they're focusing on temperature, they're focusing on heat. Chemicals are focusing on just the chemical. And then this microfibers are focusing on the friction clean, the removal. So by using the microfibers, you can, instead of using all these chemicals, you're actually removing 99% of germs. And like the CDC, when we had COVID come up, they're always talking about, you know, cleaning and disinfectant. Well, cleaning is the key. That is the foundation of a healthy home. And cleaning is the act of removal. It is not the act of adding anything on. It's the act of removal. That is only what cleaning is. It's breaking things away from the surface and removing it. So I use the microfibers to actually clean it. So in a shower, if I'm drying it with a microfiber, I'm done. It's like, I'm done. And then you never have soap scum. And what we found with our clients is their showers really lasted 80% longer, because the interesting thing is the cleaners that remove hard water deposits and soap scum, if you have any grout or stone in there, it has almost the exact same chemical makeup as soap scum. So every time you clean it to remove the hard water deposits, you're damaging your grout joints, and then it breaks down. Then you have to have somebody come in and fix it. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's the same chemistry. So, you know, you start with prevention, you start with like one thing at a time. And before you know it, you can build habits in your house where 99% of the work is being done throughout the week. And then when it's time to clean, you are not really having that much to do. I met with this lady. She was just brilliant years ago, because I'd go in and consult like how to take care of those surfaces of new home construction. I still do it, but she was just this beautiful, brilliant lady. So she had 4 kids. Her house was clean, but not stressy. It wasn't fussy clean. You know, it just felt good. And I was asking her what she did. And she goes, well, I don't really do anything. I just do a little bit at a time and then move along. And that little itty bitty segment about just doing a little bit of a time as the day goes on, it is the most brilliant thing I can ever remind you to do, because I work with clients that hate cleaning a lot, like families that build up clutter and they just absolutely despise cleaning. They spend so much time and energy thinking about cleaning. I can't even tell you how much time and energy is devoted to cleaning when you struggle with it. She devoted no energy, that decision fatigue, no energy whatsoever to cleaning. So there's a couple of things you can do in a house that'll drop your cleaning time and your stress down. One is when you come in, if you can have really great entrance rugs and or take off your shoes, that will remove 78% of the soil getting tracked in the front door. 78% goes down. Yeah.
Okay, I'm on this because like I'm a big no shoe girl. Okay. Like it's weird when people like say you can leave them on. I'm like, I like this.
Like, I really can't leave it on.
And I'm like, I don't want to do this. It's so weird, but I do have a question for you because I have an entrance problem. I bought some rugs like at home or something, and like I don't know where to get the good ones that have the backing on them.
Oh,
And I like literally don't know where to go. I bought some, and then Jackie lent me this stuff that you put down on it, and like I did it, and then it was moving around, and so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 doors that go out to into my house. I have 4 different like entrance points.
right.
Which I think is
It's kind
more
of
than,
I don't know.
yeah. But anyways, do you have I just am gonna ask you where to go.
Yeah. So there's a site that I get almost all my entrance rugs, or I refer to my clients. It's American Flooring. And if you go into the entrance mats, they have the water hogs, and this is more for the outside. They have other ones you could do for the inside. I would call them if you're doing inside, like on hardwood floors, and see what they recommend. But I like the water hog, and I also like the super Berbers. That's more of a Berber type one, and that one has a huge assortment of colors. You can call them, and a lot of times they'll send you samples. And I think on pricing, I think it's if you spend $100, you get free shipping. If you wait till there's a holiday, you always get 10% off. But they have a huge selection of really good commercial entrance rugs, which for me, an entrance rug is a filter to your house.
Can you say the name of the company again?
American Flooring. I think that's it. It has like red, white, and blue on it, and there's just tons of rug entrances. If you have any problems, just email me and I'll shoot you over the link. But
cool.
It's really
awesome.
great. So the filter, think about your area rugs as the filters to your home. If you can reduce 78% of the soil walking in, you don't have to remove it. You don't have to waste any time with that. It's not going to cause any harm to your floor. So your floors are going to last, again, probably 80% longer because you're not scratching it. You're not causing harm. And the dry particulate, a lot of it comes in. It can be lead. It can be pesticides. It can be all kinds of stuff. So not having it come in, your air quality is hugely improved.
Awesome.
So a couple other things that you can do to reduce. In your shower, really minimize how many personal care things you have on it. And I've been actually, which seems weird that I would do this, but now I rinse them off and dry them and take them out of the shower completely when I'm done. So I don't have anything weeping all over my shower. And I thought at first it would be like a problem. It's not. It actually feels like I've completed it and I don't have a bunch of soggy things hanging out in my shower. So that's been a really good thing in my shower. The other thing is like on all of my entrances, all my sinks in my house, I have a microfiber, and this comes from Norwex. This is the EnviroCloth. So if you don't have great microfibers, get some EnviroCloths. They are the bomb. Because I've looked at all kinds of microfibers. These ones kick everybody else's, you know what.
Yeah,
So
I can second that too. I've
Right.
had EnviroCloths for a couple years, and I can wipe my whole counter just with water, and I squeeze it. And I wipe my whole counter. I don't use any product at all.
You don't need to have any chemicals. And I'll show you how to do a 2-towel system in a sec. It's just, it's like your 90% of your house cleaner. Yeah. So the one thing I do is I do put an EnviroCloth in every sink. So after, it's same thing with the shower, after I'm done brushing my teeth and spitting all over everything, and and then I wipe it down with the EnviroCloth. The thing about EnviroCloths is, again, you're removing 99% of the soil. So if somebody's got germs, if somebody's got, whatever's going on in the bathroom, every time you come in, maybe if you have family, not everybody's going to do it, but if at least one person's doing it consistently throughout the day, You're removing all the germs. You're also removing the chances of having hard water deposits. You're removing it because you're always touching it up. You're not going to have as much clutter because you're always kind of touching it up. And now on cleaning day, you don't have to mess with your shower, and your sinks are always clean. So you don't have the schmutz and the molds and the hard water deposits build up that make maintenance a much harder thing. So we're really trying to make it so on cleaning day, it's just vacuuming, picking up. And with picking up, I don't want to not tell you this. So clutter in a house will add to your cleaning day by at least 40%, at least 40%. So if during the week, same thing as that lady, just pick up as you go. So on cleaning day, cleaning is cleaning, picking up is picking up. They are not the same thing. So if a lot of times what slows people down in cleaning is you spend the whole day picking up, and then it makes your cleaning much longer, right? But if you're just lightly picking up, like first thing in the morning, you're waking up your kitchen, at night, you're putting your kitchen to bed, you're just picking up lightly, and it's not fussy. It's just, as you think about it, just put things away. Then on cleaning day, you're not doing anything like that. And the more you can minimize things on your horizontal surfaces on your floors, again, will reduce the time of cleaning at least 40%, at the very least 40%. So that's another huge one, especially if you have kids and families, just having an evening of everybody throw things in their baskets and stuff. It'll reduce it for you. Also, if you have kids, by using the microfibers, you're only using water and the microfibers. So you don't have to wait to clean until your kids are sleeping or something. They should help. Any age kid can do cleaning with the microfibers because they're just working with the fabric and water. Yeah.
So I haven't thought about this at all. I mean, I have the BioCloth for the kitchen, and that's like done. I use that several times.
Yeah.
During the day, and then at night I do the full wipe down of everything. But are you saying to use a microfiber actually in the bathroom, and like you're saying to like wipe down the counter surfaces?
Yeah.
Okay. And like that goes, so how do you make that look good? Because you have your nice pretty towel that people use, and then you have this microfiber. Like how do you like make that look, or where do you put that microfiber?
Okay, so I hang it, but you could get the little bars, you can hang there's like a hook edge that you have like a little thing. You can have them on the door and hang out. They have multiple different colors. So sometimes you can kind of get something that will kind of match. They'll have like the grays and stuff like that. So you can get one that might match your decor. To me, I would rather have less maintenance than a perfect looking bathroom, honestly. For me, it's just a no-brainer to not have to spend a lot of time in messing with having everything. So it's just kind of a personal thing. You don't necessarily have to use an EnviroCloth. You could use a towel that would match your system, so you're still drying it and keep it looking nice. It just depends on where you're stressed. If it's more stress to have things don't look good, then get a matching towel. If you're more interested in not having any fuss in your house, then get an EnviroCloth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the value of it is huge, because then you just don't have to work as hard. So then when you are cleaning, there's a 2-towel system I want to show you. And it is this is the system we used most of our cleaning, and this is what I do in my house. So I have an EnviroCloth. So if you're, I think, this is already damp. So if you're cleaning with an EnviroCloth or any microfiber, what you want to do is you have one of them is wet and one of them is going to be dry. In this case, you're going to be using the EnviroCloth damp, and then they have what's called a window cloth. So it's kind of wax on, wax off. So you have the EnviroCloth damp, but just slightly damp. If you're doing windows or anything, you do not want to get this very wet, because it won't work as well than if it's just barely wet. I find that I want it to be damp all the way through it, but just a little bit, they work better. So if you get your microfiber too wet, you're not going to get as an effective a job on it. So when I use my EnviroCloth, I really wring it out. I want it to wring out almost as much as I possibly can, because I want that tackiness of the EnviroCloth. Also, you'll find with the EnviroCloth, when it's damp, how sometimes it's kind of tacky to your fingers. a damp microfiber is rarely tacky to your fingers. So here, and this is like so silly, simple, but I'm telling you, this is the bomb on how to clean anything. It's a 2-step process because like I said, cleaning is the power of removal. It is not the application of chemicals. So I have the EnviroCloth. I usually fold it in fourths because as I'm going around my house, I do all my high contact areas. I do countertops, I do windows, I do doorknobs and anything, fronts of appliances. I do everything with this. So I have it here. And by folding it in fourths, I have 8 cleaning sides. And so as I'm going, I can keep folding and unfolding and I don't have to stop. So then when I'm cleaning, because all we're doing is breaking surface tension, you need to have these towels flat. And this is with any of your cleaning. You know how it's easy to like kind of crinkle up your cleaner rag and you kind of zip around like this. You want to hold it flat because you're breaking surface tension. You want to make sure the microfiber is able to get on the whole surface to break it. And then if you want to clean in a pattern as much as possible, because then you want to make sure you're touching all surfaces. If you want, you can then flip it over and rinse it. So you get another step in there and then you buff it dry. I always leave everything dry. I never leave anything wet when I'm cleaning because cleaning is the power of removal. So I have in that thing, I had 3 full removals with a product that will remove 99% of germs. And then when you have residue-free cleaning, and then you would touch this right now, you'd be like, holy schmoly, I didn't even know things felt like this. So when things are completely residue-free, it feels like there's nothing here because there's absolutely no residue behind. So if somebody was to lick this countertop, drop peanut butter and then slip it up, they are not getting any chemical exposure at all because the only thing left behind is the countertop. And that is what cleaners, that's what a clean house should be. Because if you start doing your house with residue-free cleaning, your cleaners that are left behind, you're not going to be chasing your own cleaners. And this is what happens if you're spraying cleaners. Not only do you have the chemical exposure, but you get this little off-gassing of it all over. And then if you don't have that complete removal, then it keeps attracting soil. And just like what we found in the beginning of our cleaning, we were removing all these cleaners that were left behind, and nothing should be left behind. And then your kids don't have chemical exposure, your families, your pets. And the same thing, the same system works for your floors. You just have a 2-towel system with a microfiber, a pad driver on the end of a microfiber mopping system. I do the exact same thing. I have 2 of them. I have one damp and one dry. I do about 10 feet. I pop it off and then I dry it. So I'm leaving everything completely residue-free and I use no chemicals in my house. The only time I will, oh, go ahead, Emily.
So I just want to make sure. So on the floor, like, yeah, the floors I find to be a challenge, a real challenge for little kids, real problem. So you said, so what do you use? Do you have, is it Norwex have a microfiber?
The Norwex microfiber mop is amazing. It is super fantastic. The thing about it is it comes with 2 heads. Hold on just a second. I'll come grab it because I want to show you this. This is too good not to show you.
Y'all need to buy Norwex. I'm telling you, if you don't have it, I'm not joking. Stuff is my #1 go-to. I don't even have all the stuff. Clearly, I'm still learning, but it's amazing. They're worth the penny. It's not crazy expensive, but it's more than like a towel, you know?
I don't like products. For me, if I'm going to spend any money in my house, I'm going to spend it on good tools, like a really good vacuum. I'm not going to waste it on chemicals. I'm going to spend it on tools that are sustainable, that are going to last a long time. So this is the mop head right here, which if you're going to be cleaning floors, get something that's a bigger head. This is 20 inches. If you're using like a little 8-inch Swiffer, you've doubled your cleaning time, more than doubled it, because this is 20 inches. So it's going to take a lot less time. So when you're just dusting, and you don't always have to wet clean everything in your house. If it's not dirty, just dust it or vacuum it. I actually prefer vacuuming than dusting most of the time on my floors. This is just for dry. So it comes with the microfiber head. That's for dry. But what I do, and this is not a Norwex thing. This is me cleaning for 50 million years and knowing how to do residue-free cleaning. So these are the wet dry heads. So I get one of them damp and I get one, and I keep one of them dry. And then when I go on floors, I go through and I just work in small sections. If I have hardwood floors, I'm working with the grain, but I'm doing in small sections, maybe 10, 12 feet, square feet at a time. I go up and down, and then I put my feet on both sides and pull it up and put the dry one, and then I dry it. And then my floors are not staying wet, and I'm at 2 removal things. And so even if there's a little bit of goo or something, I'm just removing it. I'm not leaving any cleaners behind. And on flooring, they are notorious for people leaving cleaners behind. And then you have to hire professional people to come in all the time to remove it. And it's just because of residue. And then you have all your kids, especially if you have little ones crawling around, they're getting the chemical exposure, the dogs, all the animals are, and you don't need it. It's very.
What brand is that? What brand is that?
This is the Norwex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything I have now is Norwex. I tried the Rubbermaid commercial line and I thought they were okay, but I was not a huge microfiber fan. And my mom actually is the one that told me about Norwex. And I'm like, Mom, I'm a professional cleaner. You can't tell me anything, always listen to your mom. Don't ever do that. Anyway, she was telling me about that for like 2 years. And then I finally did it. I was using these two, the Enviro and the window, and I was doing windows, and I'm like, holy shamoles, this is so much better than anything I'd ever used. And so I was hiding these away from all the other microfibers and stuff I had for our business because they were so good. And that's when I realized I was hiding them, is when I decided to sell them, because I wanted to share them with my clients. Because I'm like, no, if you use a really good one, not only are these going to last a long time, they also have a micro silver in them. So in between washings, like if you're putting this in your bathroom and stuff, and in between washings and stuff, it has got a micro silver in it. So it kills germs in between cleanings.
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
There's just a lot of it's just a really great company. So that's why I do. And, you don't have to, I sell these, but I don't sell like, buy everything from Norwex, because I help people downsize. So what I recommend is, if you're going to get these, get the Enviro and the window cloths. It's called the basic set. And I think right now they have cool colors, It's always nice to have cool colors when you're cleaning, but the basic set is what you want. And I would get multiple ones of those to have in different parts of your house. The one you're going to use the most is the Enviro cloth if you put it in different parts of your house. The window cloth is like if you're doing windows, but like if I'm walking through my house, I'm literally going to do high contact areas, and I'm going to do that 2-part system where it is basically wax on, wax off. And I walk through my house. The only thing I'll say about cleaning that I would go to another step is in the kitchen, or if I'm doing super greasy cleaning, or if somebody's really sick, I'll add a 3rd step to this. And the only difference is I keep these 2 ones, but then I add another step where I'm using dishwashing liquid, like Dawn or any of the dishwashing liquids. They're all neutral in pH, so you're not going to harm your surfaces, but that does kill the virus. And you add another step in there because it breaks that envelope on it. So if there's, or you're just concerned about that extra step, the only difference is then I have soapy water in my sink, and I do clean with soapy water, and then I rinse, and then I dry.
Okay.
So I just add that other step. But if you're going to get a cleaner in your house, you already have dishwashing liquid. It is by far the best cleaner you have in your house. The only time I don't use dishwashing liquid is I don't put it on my floors or anything because it requires an extra rinse, because you don't want to leave it behind. You want to make sure. So I don't put it on my floors because it's harder to rinse that way. But other than that, it's the bomb. Great cleaner, and it's neutral pH. And 90% of the cleaners you buy at the grocery store are not neutral pH. And 90+% of all the manufacturers that make everything in your house ask you to use a neutral cleaner. They don't go hand in hand. Amazing. So if you go through like how to clean your toilet seat, it'll say, please use a neutral cleaner. How to use your stainless steel, how to clean your stainless steel. Please use a neutral cleaner and rinse and dry and don't leave anything. I mean, they get it, but that's not what we're sold.
Do you what about the toilets? I mean,
So
Do you-
toilets, a couple different things. So you could use dishwashing liquid. You absolutely can. The two different ones you have kind of going on, the soils on there, you have hard water deposits. So if you're on a well, you're going to have a little bit different situation than if you're in a community. So in a toilet, you want to make sure on toilets that aren't used very often that they're flushed pretty often, because it's kind of when they get stagnant that you'll get that line that's a mineral buildup. So you can clean them with vinegar, absolutely, baking soda and vinegar. I clean mine with just a neutral cleaner dishwashing liquid, and then I actually use my microfibers, because porcelain is one of the easiest things to clean out there because it's not porous, and I'm still removing 99%, and I don't want anything on it. I'm just removing. I use a
That
different
is so
microfiber
crazy.
set for it. I don't use the same microfibers for the rest of my house, but you know, it just, I've really taken it down to such a simple thing. I mean, it's like insanely simple.
Hey, Jackie, do you have an aha with that? Ashley, do you have any ahas with that?
Yes, I'm excited to get more of those cloths and get separate ones for the toilets.
And if you guys are ordering anything, please feel free to call me and I'll walk you through it, because I want you to make sure you get the right thing. I won't sell you anything you won't need. I just don't want you to buy things that you're not going to use. I'd rather get really good stuff that's going to be used over and over and over again, than get things that are like, oh, that's kind of cute. You know, I'd rather, these are workhorses to me. You know, they work, they last a long time, and they hold up and they do an effective job. It's incredible. I mean, I have them in my car because you can clean the inside of your car with them. I mean, it's just amazing.
Ashley, did you have Denise? Are you done with your? Are you done with your presentation? I was asking their ahas, but then I realized like.
Yeah. I mean, I think yeah. Ask me anything.
Yeah, Ashley, I just wanted to see if you had anything to say about that or thought about that.
No questions, but I have actually been using Norwex for a long time.
Good.
I use the face cloths as well, like the body cloths.
Yeah.
I have the Enviro cloths and the window cloths, and they're amazing.
Right.
But I really saw a difference with the body cloths just in like removing makeup, because like makeup solution or whatever it is to like take off makeup was really hard on my skin, and then having to like find a moisturizer that works and all of that stuff. But the body cloths have been amazing. They take off more makeup than your makeup remover does.
100%.
It was crazy.
They're killer remove. I mean, the technology of these guys are incredible. These guys are bath towels, but I use them in my kitchen because I really like the texture of them. I like how well they dry. So for me, the microfibers I use them for what I want to use them for, you know? Yeah, I mean, and the other thing I really like is the glass cleaners, the microfibers to clean glasses. These are really good. There's one that has it's the tech microfiber. So you can clean like your electronics and everything. And it's got rubber on the back of it. That's a really great little cloth. I mean, all of their products are high quality, super great. I just don't want to overwhelm everybody by feeling you have to buy everything. I'd rather have everybody make sure you have the fundamental, get the basics in there. And for sure, because the same thing, and like you were just saying, Ashley, these work so well on your bodies. And the same thing about we're getting all this chemical exposure on the personal products we're wearing and using, but it's not necessary. I mean, we can clean our skin with microfibers, soap and water. And then like for my skin, I just use oils. It's like, how can you simplify so many different things? And you don't have to buy a lot of stuff. Beautiful skin comes from what you're eating and your lifestyle more than it does what you glob on the outside.
Candace, Sahar, do you guys have any questions or any ahas you want to share with Denise at all?
No, I mean, this is really good information. I had no idea about most of these products, so I'm really excited to get out and try some of them.
Yeah. I think Emily has my link. I mean, if you buy from
Yeah.
me,
Oh,
that would be awesome. And if you have
I've been
somebody else
needing
you're
a
already
Norwex
buying,
retailer.
what's that?
I have been needing like a Norwex retailer out here. I used to have one in Chicago that I
Ah.
went through, but I haven't been able to find one out
Oh,
here.
well,
Yeah.
I am here. There's the online, they have everything online, but if you want me to shoot you out a catalog, I sure can.
yeah, they are pretty good online. I was meaning to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this right now.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so that's my website for Norwex.
I need to type in the I need to type in the link here though.
Okay.
So
And you might notice that I sell these a little bit different. For me, they are a high quality tool that I use and I recommend everybody have. You know, I think of this as more education of how to simplify somebody's life, how to make it safe and easy and not have stress in your life. So I'm not a hard sell of Norwex. They just speak for themselves. And you know, once I started using them, I can't even imagine trying to go back to cleaning with cleaners when I have microfibers. It's just like a no-brainer. The technology is so killer about using that. And a lot of people, I know it's a little hard to go from using cleaners that you're using all these disinfectants and strong chemicals to something where you're not using any but water. I know it's a big shift, but once you do, it's almost impossible to go back.
yeah, and then you do wash them. How do you wash these?
So thank you for bringing that up. So a couple things with microfibers, and I think you guys probably all know this, but you don't ever use dryer sheets and fabric softeners and bleach with your microfibers because the dryer sheets and the fabric softeners will put a coating on it. And so, you know, especially if you have little ones and babies, you don't want to put a coating on their clothes either. So it's good to kind of back off of those anyway. But you don't want to have a coating on your microfibers because it'll ruin them. And then bleach will degrade them. And then the one thing I will say about Norwex is I love their dishwash or their laundry detergent. Their laundry detergent is excellent. Yeah, that's this one right here.
It cleans so well.
It does. And if somebody in your family has sensitive skin, fantastic for anybody with sensitive skin. And the whole job of those cleaners is to make sure you're reducing the residue so they don't have a lot of fillers. So you're not getting a lot of like soap left in your clothes and stuff like that. And they do have what's called a microfiber booster. And the microfiber booster helps clean your microfibers because the thing about these is they're like Velcro. So like if I was using a cotton towel, I'd probably only be getting 30% absorption. You're more pushing it. And these actually roll up because there's so much surface that like to be what did they figure? To be considered a microfiber, that the little fibers in here need to be 1/6 the size of a human hair. The Norwex ones are 1/200th the size of a human hair, which gives you a tremendous amount of surface space for dirt to get in there. But using the right laundry detergent will help break it loose so that your microfibers stay clean and at the high level. And for me, if I'm going to be using microfibers solely for my cleaning, I want to keep them clean and I want them at a high level always.
Did you guys see? I just clicked on the website in the chat. Can you guys see this site here? Or can you only see her? Can you see the Norwex site or no?
I can. Can everybody else see it?
So when I clicked on that link I put in the chat, it took it there. Ashley, you want to try it again? Did it work for you?
Yeah, but up at the top, like you see, if you go back up,
Yeah.
scroll back up.
Oh yeah, I'm at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, we're unable to locate that consultant's website, Denise.
Oh, that's weird.
Did I do something wrong? Let me go back here.
No.
Oh, geez.
I don't know.
Okay. Good point on that one. HTT PSS. Sydney. Oh, I just spelled her name wrong. Oh my gosh. No wonder. Oh my goodness. I was like trying to type that. Okay.
That's okay, because I want to show you if you do go on there, if you're ordering on the far right hand side, it'll say buy with collection. Well, I think it might be under all products, you want to look under collections because you can get a little bit, like you can get these together instead of individually. It's a little bit price saving to get them together. And also they'll have a collection of just EnviroCloths, so you can save with collections. And then sometimes they'll have sales and specials. So check the sales and specials too. Sometimes they have some really good deals.
So yeah,
They're not a huge discount company, you know, so I always think if this is really an investment, they're gonna last a long time for you.
well, I really liked yeah. You give a couple, okay, let's see, did this work here? So this one, I went back. I don't know. I don't know who set this. I think I fixed it. Sorry, I'm gonna go back.
Is that in mine now?
So I did this. Did I not do it again? This is ridiculous. But I'll figure it out. Okay, so here we are. We're
Yeah.
on her site. Anyways, yeah, I know Denise is not really big on selling, nor she's like, oh, I'll throw the link up, but I'm like, people are gonna want this stuff. But you know, she
It is part of my business, and I love the business. I'm not a hard sell because I just
oh
know.
yeah, look at down in the bottom right, it says talk to your consultant. Hey, we found you. Okay, good.
Good. There I am.
Okay, great. She's in Federal Way. Yeah, she's in
Yeah.
Federal Way, but she does. There's outside of this, Denise. I mean, this is great tips and tricks and what you shared, and I think like Ashley knew about it, but Candace is all brand new. It sounds like Jackie knew stuff. I'm not sure about Sahar, if she knows about it or not. But other than that, I know you do other things, but some of your services, so the other things that you offer right now that somebody could hire you for are what? Because
So I do a lot of life coaching, which a lot of it involves simplifying, de-stressing it, adding joy into your work. So when you're working, your life is joyful. So, it's kind of coming especially coming out of COVID, of like how to find your joy again and get back in the groove. A lot of my clients are clients that struggle with their homes, whether they have they're concerned about the health of somebody in the house, or they're struggling with clutter, or they're in the process of moving, transitioning. I have a lot of couples I work with that have young children or newly married, and they just want to have it so their family doesn't get bogged down by the life of daily maintenance. And how sometimes I can just really wear fatigue on a family. So we play with how to, as a community, as a family conversation of how to simplify it, but also make it nourishing. So how to bring family time together and reduce some of that stress. So I work with clients with that. So, it's kind of like how to make your work for you, at the same time your home work for you, and then reduce the stress in your home.
so if anybody needs that or knows somebody, this is something you could, a resource if somebody needs
Yeah,
help with that.
yeah.
I just love this picture of you. It always makes me so happy. You're at you're in Federal Way at Dash Point, right? Or
Mhm. Yeah, I'm over kind of off of Dash Point. Yeah.
off of Dash Point.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's amazing.
well, yeah, it's totally Federal Way, homegrown picture right there in the water. I wanted to take pictures.
I was gonna say, if anybody has any questions, reach out to me. Because, sometimes it just, how can we simplify our lives? Because, making our lives where the daily maintenance does not fog you down. Because, you think about cleaning, we're going to do it our whole life. So make friends with it, keep it as simple and as healthy and as non-stressful, and it will pay forward 100%.
Awesome.
And then you can do other things.
Yeah.
This is not about spending our whole lives cleaning. This is about minimizing it and engaging the rest of the family to help.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell Tegan to use microfiber on this bathroom.
I really think kids and families usually instinctively do not hate to clean. I think a lot of times it is actually trained to not like to clean because the family doesn't want to do it. So the kids learn that they don't want to do it either. But instinctively, most kids would rather clean. They know it feels better to clean. Matter of fact, I just saw a thing from Mr. Clean that when you, after you're done cleaning your house, you have the same energy release as if you drove a race car. They did a study that it gives you
Wow.
much of a high by making your house feel better, and it's all done. It gives you this energized high like you were a race car driver.
Awesome. All right. Is anybody having more questions for Miss Denise? Okay. Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being on here, and I hope you all got a little tip or trick to help. I got a few, so something that I wasn't even thinking or expecting to learn, I learned. Even, and I've been doing Norwex for like literally 9 years, so it's like every time something new. Yeah. So thanks everybody. I hope you guys learned something new, and have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you.
you.
Hey, guys.
Bye. Thanks, Denise.
You're welcome. See you guys. Have a good evening.
Yeah. Bye, Jackie.
Nice to meet you, Jackie.